Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. Hopefully, you're watching this on the YouTube channel before our podcast launches. That is coming up at the turn of the year in January when we switch over to a brand new game. We'll be playing Apocalypse World. And I think we're going to give the Burned Over a shot, which I'm quite excited to jump in. We've already picked our hard zone, which is our kind of setting archetype, and it's pretty cool. There are some really cool hard zones out there if you just Google real quick. And so that's that. That's the future. Let's talk about now. So with the Intercontinental Group of Awesome over the summer and bleeding into the fall, we have been playing in the Malliverse, all set in the late 90s around a mall in California. And this made up, we promise this made up because we rolled on two tables. So if this actually exists, we don't know. And I'm not going to Google it because it'll make me feel bad. Beechwood, California. However, now this series that we're currently playing within the Malliverse is set in the nowish. It's the non-pandemic 2020 modern day. You can tell that it's non-pandemic because there are people with superpowers. So hey, why why not? We are going to be playing another session of Hit the Mall, Defend the Shops, which is our loving hack of Hit the Streets, Defend the Block, which Jen and Alex and I and some others made. It's pretty cool. It's a good game. You should check it out. And the hack for this is gentle in that all the player characters are retired supers. And we've added in a few little custom rules around refresh of Spark and other things like that. But it's pretty much straight up hit the streets, defend the block. We are in the middle of a storyline involving Mojo or the Mojo verse, because you have not met Mojo, and it does not appear that Mojo is in charge of the Mojo verse, or at least this slice of it where you are. And we actually at the last session had a split where one of you fine superpower beings had been sent home and everybody else remained in the Mojoverse. So we will be picking up very shortly, but let's quickly go over our safety tools before we introduce characters. We have a line against sexual assault, sexual violence, and coercion. We have veils, which means that we're okay with the content existing. We just don't want to shine a light on it, get into the gory details, as it were. Veils are on harm to animal, sexual content, and torture. And then ask first are things that contextually could be okay, but do check in with the group before you introduce that fiction. And if somebody barrels straight ahead, and by somebody accidentally once was me, check us on it. Respectfully, it was obviously a mistake because we all filled out and have looked at this many times. The ask firsts are, again, sexual content. So that would be a check in before, and then we quickly fade to black. Also ask first on politics. We've had our politics talk before the stream. I think we're good. Harm to children and pandemics, which again, there's no pandemic in our modern day of this game. The X card is on top of all of that, and you can use the X card for anything that you didn't realize would be a problem, or just do not want to deal with it today for whatever reason. With all of that in mind, our preamble is done. Let's get to the ambling. I'm going to go from the right to the left on our character keeper. So Jan, if you could introduce yourself and remind us briefly of your character.
Hi, I'm Jan, he, him pronouns. I will be playing the Swell, or Simon Simmons. He is the glue of the party in team role. And he has the ability to change the size of his body. Used to just be enlarging, but now he can also shrink. And he has a super stat of jaw, so he's quick with the gap. And that's it, I think, yeah.
Thank you much, Jan. Next up is Sabine.
I am Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I am playing Dr. Brutus Emery, who uses he, him pronouns. Yeah, he is the strategist. He fancies that he's rather intelligent. Yes. I mean, he actually has a doctor's title. He has a PhD. So he used to be a supervillain before he got the PhD and called himself Dr. Flux. Well, as you do if you're a supervillain with gadgets and control over electricity and stuff like that. But he reformed, and now he tries to do good, basically. And last episode, we saw him meet his very estranged daughter, who for some reason decided also to become a supervillain because she was not so happy that her mom had walked out on her dead after finding out that he was a supervillain. Well, yeah, and that's that. He is pretty shook by now, at this point in time.
Indeed, just a little shook. He certainly is. Jen, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
I am playing Dana Maddox, aka Dog. She uses she, her pronouns, such as I do. Last session, she had been returned to Mojo World, where she had previously lived for all of her remembered life before a temporarily unfortunate group of superheroes got guest appearanced on the program, and Dog was instrumental in getting them off of Mojo World. He managed to become a refugee back on Earth herself.
Yes. Not so bad if you could swing it.
If you can swing it. Doesn't feel good to be home.
Not a reunion you planned on.
No.
Alex, you're up. Welcome back. And if you could introduce yourself, remind us of your character.
Yeah, I am Rafael Vieira Fernandez. The criminal underworld knew him as the Peacock. And he is the patriarch of the Roost, a line of vigilantes. You know, some of his children, grandchildren, some adopted, kind of unofficially adopted wards. And yeah, and he still has lots of fight in him. He's still young.
He's fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much, Alex. And then last but not least, Tyler, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Golden Boy, who also has he, him pronouns, who is a speedster, and he manipulates light and can kind of take a light form, one of his newer things where he is just pure light. And he is our wild card. He is a someone who pretty much spent his whole life in the superhero game, and it really has become pretty much his identity. And he's one of the ones who pushes us towards doing heroic-y things, and he is the one who, in taking Brutus's daughter back to our world, got stuck there away from his friends.
Indeed. So sad. So sad. All right. I'm going to quickly go through some additions that I've made to our Malliverse cast. This eventually will be ported over to our wiki, but it's not there yet. So I'll just live with it's not there yet. I'll just go with haven't done it yet, but on the to-do list. So just as we talk about Mojoverse, a couple things. There's a character we have not seen in game that has always existed here, and his write-up for Cap is a refugee from the Mojoverse, a retired cybernetic hero. He is one of those who escaped with Dog. I now have a picture of Dog as she appears now. She's aged pretty well, a little better than Dana. I don't know, skin regime treatments, not headbutting as many things. And then we do have the picture of Simi. And then we have Mojo Folk, an entire row. So we can see Kizix, which is the alien bug who fixes holes. Salamanca, the child of Mojo, the queen of the Mojoverse. So she proclaims herself the Herald, who is Semiramis. And yeah, her helmet got messed up last game, so we don't even know if it works anymore. And then just so we know what they look like in flashbacks, this is what Bon looked like in Mojoverse. And Hope was mentioned in a flashback as well. And so this is how she appeared at that time. And we'll jump down here. Since there was a mention of the Roost, I went ahead and got some pictures for them because that's fun. Magpie, who is a daughter of Peacock, and Black Condor, a son that we have not seen. Raven, who is a daughter-in-law who was once a sidekick of Peacock. And then the youngest of the Roost, the 15-year-old Goldfinch, who dyes his hair because theming. But yeah, he is the most like his grandfather, and that he is a very playful and boisterous, very youthful young hero with no superpowers. So he really shouldn't be doing this job. And then, hey, look, there's all our pets. We have an entire row of pets. I don't know if I've ever shown that on screen, but we've had it in the background. So there you go. We have a whole row for pets because we've made a lot of pets in the IGoA-verse.
And I have to get back to Tinkerbell.
You have to get back to Tinkerbell because I think while you do have someone back home who is helping her, Esther is like trying to feed her and likely saying things like,
"Well, it says here you should like this, so please eat it."
Yeah, well, Tinkerbell is a kitten. She needs a lot of attention. She's used to getting that. She'd probably just sit there and meow angrily at Esther.
I can see Esther maybe working diligently on making her finger into a laser pointer. She saw some YouTube videos and thought that might be a worthwhile research project. So cool. Let's pick up at the Beechwood General Hospital, because that amuses me that there's a Beechwood General Hospital now in Beechwood. And so we see the establishing shot of, large, by large, like it's, Beechwood isn't a gigantic town. So I'm imagining like, large-ish, medium-sized town hospital. And then we cut in to, I just want to see Raphael in a hospital bed. So that's really all I'm after. We see Raphael, he's in a hospital bed. Hugo, your ever faithful eldest son, is there, bow tie on, sitting there. He's kind of checking his phone. What is it that is on TV? Has Raphael turned it there, or is it just on?
I think it's his stories. I think it's some soap opera.
Is it like soap operas, or is it telenovelas?
I think like telenovela.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
his mom loved the telenovelas. He's,
That's fantastic. I love it. And your son says, Dad, I know you can check out today, but you don't have to. That's optional. You could stick around for just a little bit longer.
Nah. Then the others need me, and the doctor says, as long as I take it easy, I'll be fine.
All right. Well, okay, Dad. I understand. They have to take you out in a wheelchair. That's a thing.
They're wide on my legs with wires. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I know you're fine, Dad. You were fine before the operation.
Let me...
You didn't need this operation, Dad.
It was on offer. I took it. I'm not getting crutches. It was only the knees. So there's one thing wrong, and that would have taken me out of the game.
Maybe you should be out of the game, Dad. Like, you've got an entire family of people in the game. I think you've traded out enough. You've trained enough people to where you can take it easy. You don't have to keep pushing yourself like this. And then the door opens up and a nurse comes in with a little wheelchair.
That won't be needed. Just
You're very, the nurse, she kind of, you're very macho, but you're going out of this hospital in a chair. Insurance dictates that I wheel you out of here, sir. Please.
Okay, I don't want to get you into trouble.
Thank you.
I will go in the chair.
Hugo notes for a moment. I gotta remember that.
It's not gonna work.
And as you're getting into the chair, the panel shows he's sent a few texts to Kath. Kath is the way it's written out in his contact list. He's like, "Where are you? Dad's getting out." And there's no response. It looks like he sent her a few texts. Then we show the nurse like wheeling you out, and you come out, and he says, "Dad, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go get I'll go get the car. I'll be back in just a minute."
Yes.
And he takes off, and nurse pushing you, kind of slowly pushing along. I have to say, this experimental surgery is very exciting. And you're sure you feel no pain? She has like shakes a little pill bottle.
No. I'll be fine.
Sweet. So you come out and the sunlight is shining, and what does it look like when you stand up out of your wheelchair, free from the hospital?
I think there's like a little bit of a grunt, and there's this little bit of like whirring, like you can hear some sort of mechanics going, like it's very like low level. It's like, But I think like he kind of starts pushing up on his legs with his arms out of the wheelchair, but then it's like the legs do the rest without him having to push himself up. They just up to upright. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I got a mission. And I start to stride in the direction of where the mall was.
Hugo comes around with his SUV and he hops out. He goes, Dad. He opens up the door. He's like, "I'll take you to the mall. I'll drive you to the mall. I took today off. It's fine."
Good. We'll work this case together. There's still things I can teach you.
What case, Dad?
The mall?
Oh, yeah, there's already some agents on it. It's fine. I told you. Top men are on it. Top men.
How long has it been?
It's been a few weeks, Dad. It's fine. Everything's
And the
all
leads
right.
you got?
There's a weird, and then his phone rings, and I've got to take this, Dad. And he holds his hand up, and then he's driving one-handed. He's like, "It's back." No, I'm glad. Of course, I'm glad. It just appeared. Okay. And then we cut to the next scene is him driving up to the mall, and the mall has this weird kind of cosmic, the Kirby glow, so it's got this slightly yellowish glow with the black little bubble dots in it and everything. And I think this is where we see Golden Boy. And Simi, she does not have the floating disc. So
Okay, set scene for me. Where am I exactly?
yeah, so you're currently at the mall.
Mhm.
If you remember, you'd come back. You came back to the Heroes for Hire station where you guys were. Simi said, "I may be able to help you get back." And then now you guys are coming out of the mall.
But we've just gotten back.
You've literally just walked out of the
Okay.
mall to see Raphael coming up in Hugo's SUV with Parma plates,
Gotcha.
Gulf plates.
I look up, seeing the car, and probably not knowing Rafe is in it yet, and go, oh, these guys, damn it. Look, they're probably gonna have questions for you. Don't say anything to them. We'll just gloss over. We're gonna try and deal with them quick, and then we can get back as soon as possible.
Okay. I will tell you.
Yeah, jump out of the car, by the way, before it stops.
Nice.
Try
Oh,
it.
cool. Not even a roll. And as Raphael jumps out, Simi puts her hand on your arm, Golden Boy. She says, he might be useful to us. We're gone. We're effectively canceled.
Who's he? Talking about Rafe?
Yes. He's Peacock, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's Rafe. Yeah. Oh, good. It's Rafe. Okay. That means that's Hugo. That's okay. Look, I got to tell you one thing. I don't think you got to send me back, but your dad won't forgive me if I take you back. You can't go back.
Marty,
Rafe.
where are you going back? Where's the rest of them?
Cool.
Are they
And this is
inside?
on the sidewalk right outside the main entrance to the mall. You see this woman, and Ralph, you're the Peacock, right? You're not just acrobatic. You got detective on the side and all this stuff. This woman is obviously somehow related to Dr. Emery. You can just see it in her eyes. There's just a certain way that she carries her shoulders.
Nice gams, Rafe.
Oh yeah. I think there's actually, would I be in a hospital gown?
You could have changed on the way. You're suave like that. It's up to you. If you want to be in a hospital gown, you're in a hospital gown. If you think that's appropriate, I'm into it.
I mean, I think I would want to, I've been kept in this hospital for because I think everyone was getting beamed up into the sky, roped onto onto a street lamp, and was held in place. But then the pull disappeared, and I landed, and it was bad.
Left behind.
Yeah, I got left behind, and also I hit the ground hard. So I think I would be very, very eager to get back on the case. And so I'm in gown. So you can that's why you can actually see the fact that there's some metal plates into the side of my leg. You can actually see a socket in one of my calves, like a charging port.
Are you okay, buddy?
They did the doohickeys on my leg.
Nice. They help?
I look around. Is there something like a bin or something? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I kick it and just, I guess, send it flying.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I can even do a flip again.
Oh, nice. That will be drawn from far away, and maybe me kind of looks like, oh my, that's a gown.
Very
I think I do a
impressive.
backflip, and then whoa,
Very impressive, but you're kind of showing your twigs and berries there, buddy.
Sorry, ma'am.
If you don't mind, I'll do introductions in a minute. Hugo just dropping you off, or is he here for business?
I mean, unless you got some leads, I think we need all the help we can.
I've got
Yes.
leads. We got leads.
Miss Emery?
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Fernandez.
It's actually do you think Raphael's ever met her? Because
I don't know.
she left when they
That's-
found
nope,
out about the
that's-
supervillaining.
No, I wasn't super villainy at that point in time. I was.
Oh,
They
so
just
they
found out
learned
about
about his past
It's
of
probably
supervillaining.
yeah, they left because of his past. They
Okay.
that wasn't that long ago, but I think maybe we met up after actually when Brutus got back into the super person thingy after his wife left him, because yeah, you know, you have to do something. Staring at the wall and cursing yourself isn't very helpful and very healthy. His therapist said so. So that's maybe when we met up again.
I think I would do a little a bow and take the hand, do the old-fashioned kiss on the back of the hand.
Yeah, little bemused smirk at that. She says, she glances over at Golden Boy. We need your help to get everybody else back.
Yeah. We need to get you suited up. It's a mission.
But where have you been?
Mojo first. And I'll look over towards Hugo again.
Dog's place?
Yeah. Some sort of show they wanted to, I don't know, maybe a reboot of her program. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Hugo's like quickly tapping into his phone and sending some text like Mojoverse, cross-referencing.
Marty, he means well.
Hugo, you're gonna stand in our way of getting back.
Marty, I'm trying to build bridges.
All right. Well, that's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. You go, mate. You go. Come. We'll brainstorm this together.
All right. Yeah, let's figure out how to help without putting you guys in any further danger.
And Miss Emery, how should I address you?
You can call me Simi, but
It is a beautiful name.
my surname is Carlton, not Emery.
Miss Carlton. Yes, I should change.
You got a suit at the Heroes for Hire, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Your peacock suit? She asks, hopefully.
Well, it's the suits.
So we like panel change to you like stepping out from the bathroom or whatever, and you've changed out of your gown. And what do you change into? Are you in your sleek, white suit? Or are you in the actual
I'm in the white
peacock?
suit, yeah. I mean, I do have the peacock suit back at my house, but I mean, it isn't going to fit. I mean, I might be able to get the jacket on, but the rest is
Harsh. So
it's not going to close.
Well, we'll have to make do. Salamanca would love you as the peacock.
They've heard of me in the Mojoverse?
They've seen you.
Oh.
Rafe, I left him in danger. Me and you, and I'll look over at Sammy again, and the two of us have got to go back. Brutus would totally kick my ass if I brought his daughter back. We did everything for her to escape.
That goes without saying.
I doubt she would even let me back. I
Who?
don't want to abandon him. My contract's over. I'm just lucky I wasn't canceled.
Okay.
Well, you say you got a way for us to get back in.
Yeah. I'll be your agent.
And that means
That you guys will be the next feature from Mojo.
And that means
You get to go to that other dimension and hopefully help them get out.
okay. I understand. He doesn't. But he's too proud to admit.
So Hugo looks to you, Golden Boy, says, so that's where the mall went?
So the whole mall went.
Yes, it disappeared for a few weeks.
That's where a few weeks. Holy crap. Yeah, that's where it went.
I came as soon as I was out of the hospital.
Well, it didn't seem like it'd been a couple of weeks. Holy cow, we must have been unconscious for ages, or it was some sort of time dilation. It only seemed, Rafe, like we'd been there, well, like a day.
This is something for the mad scientists. It's we should know how to get there.
Right. Yeah, that's the important thing. All right, well.
Maybe I should bring the coat.
Yeah, let's get you suited up.
It will help in the negotiations, Simi says.
Okay, you want me to go grab it?
If you'd be so kind.
All right, and where is it?
In the attic. The chest.
All right.
It's at the top.
It's awesome. So we'll use that page turn to cut to Mojoverse nowish. And the Swell, Dog, and Dr. Emery, the three of you, the last we'd seen you, you'd gone up into the stands. Dog had a big fire axe, and Dog's knowledge of the Mojoverse, you guys were leaning on that. I would love to effectively jump forward to you're no longer in the stadium. So, Dog, do you think that you guys are in some kind of secret hideout, like a pocket within Mojoverse with no cameras, or are you guys right in the thick of a competition that Hope is also participating in?
All right. We've managed to worm our way into some maintenance tunnels that are quiet and usually unmonitored for now.
Okay. So you guys are sneaking through maintenance tunnels. Dr. Emery, as you guys remember, he sacrificed his last spark to try to help out the exit of his daughter and Golden Boy was drawn into that dimensional warp to pull her away. So this is an excellent opportunity for folks to attempt to bond and try to help refresh Dr. Emery. Do not forget, we do have our Mojoverse Refresh Custom. If you deliver an exciting insult or throwdown to a dangerous foe or show off during a physical conflict that can be seen by the cameras, either of those, then you get to roll a d6 spark. It acts as a refresh. So if you guys are in these like tunnels and you're thinking there are no cameras, you're going to have to actually bond. Sorry.
I can tell you that Brutus isn't feeling much like throwing out one-liners.
No.
He's pretty quiet.
So, Brutus, it's very, very brave of you to help your daughter. But, you know, we do need to get you back now, because either you should have gone with, or, you know, we need you to be a father to this girl. So I suggest that we're gonna get you off your ass and put you on the nearest hyper train. I don't know.
Hyper train. We're in a different dimension, Simpson. And I
Yes.
look,
That's why it's a hyper train. Otherwise,
is there a hyper train?
I look at dog.
Then the question is,
All
can we build?
transport out of here is it's usually pretty, what's the word, bespoke.
Oh, so we could build one, I think. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
you could do it.
Guys,
Listen, you did.
I've got to say thank you for coming back for me. I did not expect that.
Why not? Just because of the things in the past, that's like 30 years ago. Come on.
I think it's more like 45, but yeah.
Yeah, we're friends. You don't even gotta ask.
Yeah, thanks anyway. Still, I didn't expect it because I don't know. Seeing her again, I mean, wow, that hit something for sure.
Put you in a serious place, huh?
I thought she didn't want to talk to me.
Well, she didn't, but now she does. So, progress.
I guess.
But see, that's why we need to get you out of here.
Fair enough. Well, I think we should get everybody out of here who doesn't want to be here. Well, no, Lotus, don't blow up the whole dimension. That's not a good idea. It's not gonna help.
Plenty of people love it here, but plenty of people don't. However, breakouts, they happen on one of them curves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So either a small number is pretty successful or a big number, but a number that's in between, not so good.
Okay,
What do you do it?
Doodly.
Yes.
There's just a couple of flashback panels of, like way zoomed out, knockdown, drag out superhero fighting with, Cap and his team just cutting loose completely, and hover cycles flying through the air.
Yes.
Broad traces of blaster fire. spraying around all over. And then it cuts to Dog summarizing. We made a big ruckus, and then we found one of the producers who was able to actually teleport us back to Earth.
So to summarize, we need to find this Hope person, right?
Yeah, I do need to find Hope. She
Okay.
stayed behind, and she deserves better than this place.
We need to find her, and then we need to find, I guess, a producer and ask him nicely to teleport us home.
Yeah. Nicely.
Well,
Are you trying
That
to
boy-
teach a dog? Are you trying to teach an old dog new tricks?
yes, I think we should start out by asking nicely. That is your job, and then we can tell them if they're not amenable to that we have somebody who would like a word with him. That might be Dog.
I just glanced at Swell. I'm like, good luck.
Nice. I like that a lot. Cool. So with the Swell and Dog and Dr. Emery, I think 4 spark back to Cyclist and the Swell, and a couple back for Dog for jumping in at the end there and giving a little bit of plot device information. So the producer teleported you guys home, or a producer teleported you guys home. That's awesome. You don't have to go to some kind of studio or something along those lines. That sounds pretty cool. So yeah, we see a couple panels of you guys coming out of these little tunnels here into an alleyway, brightly painted sides of these different buildings. We see again the ever-present little cameras around, glance back, and we see that there are people watching on the screens with the 3 of you moving through until, I don't know, what do you think? Is a producer going to be at a studio? Would they be? Are you trying to hit them up at an area where they would be at a party of some kind?
We need to find Hope first.
Or do you need to find Hope
Producer is not very useful unless we've got Hope.
unless you've got everybody who's trying to get out of there? That's That's true.
That's why I'm the strategist.
That's so true. So true.
See, and that was a one-liner.
It's a little meta, but you know what? Roll me a d6 because the Mojoverse is all about some meta. So, yeah. So, with that in mind, then we will show that there is this titanically large building. It looks not unlike the building that we saw last session from the King of the Hill competition the Dog was supposedly forced to compete in, and she decided to take down the hill. We see that there is some new buttressing and the like on this building. It's been rebuilt, and you see that an older, stronger Hope. And if you guys want to take a look in the fellow retirees and others, on column P, row 5, is what Hope looks like now. And she is currently in a team. She does look like Tilda Swinton. I stunt cast like crazy. And anytime I can stick more Tilda Swinton into my games, I'm going to avail myself of that opportunity. And the idea of Mojoverse Tilda Swinton seems like hand in glove, peanut butter and jelly, like chocolate and peanut butter. I don't know. It's a Reese cup of goodness, friends. That's what I'm saying. And sorry.
It works.
Good. That's all I want. Is it works. You see that Cap and Hope are working like partners. Like he is got his fingers up on a particular ledge, and he's reaching and kind of hand holding so that Hope can climb up his body. And they are, yeah, he did get out. and somehow he's back. So Cap is here, and we see that Cap is actually like using he's got this, it's like a little stretchy, like a cybernetics. If you guys have ever seen the comic book Super Patriot, think of that. If you haven't, it's cybernetics that allow him to kind of be like Mr. Fantastic, stretchy. He can stretch out his arms, that's all. Like Stretch Armstrong, but cybernetics. Comic books, there you go. So he's like stretching down and helping Hope to move up, while you see from your vantage point as you guys come up that General Melee, who we recognize from the Old Country Buffet, who decided to decry that senior discounts are ageist. He is 2 floors ahead of them, and he's just kind of clawing into the brick and clawing his way up. And he has someone who's real like short person that's like in a backpack, kind of Master Blaster style, and is firing at them down the side of the building. So yeah, you come upon that. There's Hope. But what do you do?
I gauge the distance and then I go, look down at the little Omni weapon that I've got. Spear.
Nice. I love it. Oh man.
And going after the backpack gunner.
Ooh, wicked. Okay, cool. So this is pretty amazing. Is it actually amazing or is it incredible? We're going to say it's incredible if you were to throw the spear up what looks like a dozen blocks. So an incredible feat like that will require 5 successes.
Phew.
I know. Yeah. But if you succeed, it's a like one hit and done. This guy will be speared.
Very cool. Seems pretty bricky and super to me.
It does. Both of those seem exactly in fitting with what you're doing. Seems like you're throwing a tool.
Yeah, okay. So that's 7 to start with. And
seems like you're also highly trained to use your body for such things.
Yep, so that's 9. And I'm going to pump 2 spark into it.
Okay, so that gets you 11 dice. And entering into this, it is a mojo competition, so you know tension is involved, right?
Yeah. Let's do it.
What? Not a single one? I've been robbed. That.
And 5 successes. Exactly.
That is exactly what you need. So what does it look like? Do you clip him? Do you spear this little this I don't know, little person with a big honking gun? What does it look like?
So I think, we see the spear sailing out, and it actually sort of clips off of the weapon that he's got and shears into one of the backpack straps on General Melee's shoulder.
Nice.
And it breaks.
Oh no, this guy's gonna fall the whole way. That's awesome. I'm kind of imagining there it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna find this picture. This is what I imagine the guy in the Master Blaster backpack kind of looks like. He's in more modern punk clothing, but from a general gist, he looks like the dwarf from Warhammer RPG. So he's got the orange mohawk and the crazy white beard that he actually has a bunch of tribal tats and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So that's the look for the blaster from our Master Blaster, or the master from the Master Blaster. I use the master because he's the master of Bartertown. I got there. It just took me a minute. So there we go. That's the backpack comes and he starts to fall, and you guys see him falling for a little bit. Hope comes up to the ledge where Cap is, and Cap shoots his cybernetic arm out, grabs the guy by the scruff of the neck, and then slams down and throws him through a window about 6 stories down. So he's way far behind, but not falling to his death. And that's when Hope looks down and she sees you. She like meets your eyes. What do you do when you see Hope for a second there, dog?
I mean, I just look up
Nice.
and make her old fist.
Very cool. She continues climbing. Cap is going to try to reach up and put a cybernetically extended hand around the back of General Melee. The two of them end up getting into a fight, and Hope is making her way to the top when over loudspeakers somewhere, maybe it's a booming voice that echoes across the Mojoverse.
Competitors and viewers.
Well, sorry about that. Wrong voice modulator.
Competitors and viewers. A new contestant or two has arrived. I bring you the return of Golden Boy. Perhaps it'll be more interesting this time. And from the Oldies channel, the one and only Peacock.
And as the three of you are standing there, we see like there's this pocket that opens up in the sky, and Golden Boy and Peacock wearing a bit of his suit, like the parts that fit, drop out of the sky. A moment ago, Raphael, you were in the middle of some phone negotiated conversation between Simi and someone else, and now you're falling several blocks towards a very vibrant neon street. You see Dog, Swell, Dr. Emery somewhere below you. What is it that you do, Raphael?
Oh, I send out my kind of like fling out my rope to hook onto anything I can see. To like, because that's a drop.
Yeah, let's put it to a die type. Let's see you actually roll. I think this is going to be a relatively typical thing for you. But if you fail, this could be painful.
I mean, I also want to like swing up into a little spinny roll thing and then land with some style.
Oh, all right. Well,
it's not just survival; it's an entrance.
Okay, so then we'll have you make the roll at a good difficulty. But if you succeed, you can roll another d6, and that will refresh you that number of spark for having a bit of panache to it.
Highly trained.
Yeah, definitely.
I might have to disappear, by the way. Okay, somebody at the door in a second. Highly trained. Super stats legs.
Yep, which means you're being super.
Super, which gives me a 2. Con artist doesn't apply. So that's 2, 6, that's up to 8. Highly trained. Do you get 1 dice or 2 dice for powers? I forget. 2.
So hold on a second. Now, did you take super stat of feet, or did you?
Feet, yes.
Okay, so if you took a super stat of feet, then your feet should go up to 6.
Yeah, so that's 6.
So you don't actually add 2 dice for using a power. It just already is implanted into the stat.
I have a question here.
Yes.
If you say super stat feet and the feet was 1 before.
That's true. I think that is one of the things we should probably say that you you may need to pay. So you'd be 10 for the power, and you probably need to raise your stat up before that. We'll work that on the back end. If you may end up having to owe a few XP, we'll just.
Is it okay if we do a little bio break now?
Yeah, you need to do the thing. So let's take a bio break. We'll talk this through a real bit, and then we'll rebuild the roll based off that. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. So during the quick break, we worked out how Raphael's legs work. Instead of going super feet, what Alex wants to do is to be able to lean on the tools stat that he has, where he's raised it up to a 4. So rather than bumping up, there's a little mechanics talk. You can skip ahead a couple minutes, but his feet is currently at a 1. So bumping that up to a super stat isn't exactly kosher, but it wasn't exactly what Alex wanted to accomplish. So all of us talked together. Alex described what he wanted to do was use those bionic replacements, the new joints that he got surgically installed to help him get back to his acrobatic form. And Sabine wisely pointed out, hey, that sounds like you're really using tools to do the job. His tools is set at 4. And then Tyler threw out, I believe Jen also helped as well with the idea of body modification. So the new power costing 10 XP is body modification. And I insisted on calling it bionic legs because that makes me think of the $6 Million Man, and I'm an old geek. So that's the thing. As the GM game manager, I get to do that. So now 10 XP expended, body modification, bionic legs. Let's build your pool for that good difficulty, cool landing that you want to pull off.
I will just confirm that I can use multiple powers in one.
If they make sense, like if you do it and it sounds cool, yes.
And I also get 2 dice per power.
Correct.
Cool. That brings me to a 10 if I'm allowed to use highly trained and bionic legs.
You certainly are, and those 10 dice seem legit. Do you want to spend any spark?
I've got 10 spark. I'm going to throw in 2 because I wanted this to be. I mean, they basically called me an old fart. And
kind of, you did hear the intro.
I think I caught just that bit. I'm highly attuned to hearing comments about myself. So I'm using 2 spark. Oops, sorry.
12 dice.
Yeah. I will roll that. I got 2 1s, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Wow, and a ton of 6s. Not that they mechanically do anything, but they do look impressive.
Yes.
So do you bounce off of the building? Is it a thing where you like? What does that look like?
I fall. It looks like I'm going to fall past the building, and just as I'm coming down, I throw my kind of rope dagger thing below me. So I fall past the point where I've attached it through kind of some sort of pole. A lovely arc deep down into the kind of the fog of lights and things, and then upswing, releasing the rope as I'm coming up because I've judged my landing, and into a kind of flip, super landing into the middle of the chaos at the top of this building of minor wobble, and then I stand up straight with a kind of a bit of a creak.
Yeah, I think the creak and the wobble, that's your spark lost, right? It burns a little bit. Maybe there's even a thought bubble of
and I just do a little adjust of my coats because I can't fasten it up anymore, but it looks good.
That's great. Cool. Roll me a d6 because that was definitely some panache with all of those amazing more than 3s there you pulled off.
And 4.
Nice. You get 4 spark back. And yeah, you feel that the Mojoverse refresh custom is something that where if you do something that grabs eyeballs here in this reality TV show network universe, it empowers you.
I'm now just taking in the scene, and I've got like one hand on my hip because I mean, there is all the implants and stuff goes quite far up, like into some sort of support into the lower spine and stuff. But you know,
a little belt.
But you know, it's still built into my real legs, which maybe are slightly coming along in age now.
And then, Golden Boy, you of course are also falling. What does that look like? How do you react to that?
As I'm coming down, I'm going to direct wherever I'm falling. I'm falling into center of or into this arena area. Is that what it kind of looks like?
It actually looks more like a neon-soaked city street, very cyber-oriented.
Perfect. So
lots of color, lots of bright lights.
As I'm coming down, I direct my hands down towards the neon. We see the light come streaming out of those neon lights so that it swirls into this multicolored, almost like a cyclone down at the bottom. I'm coming in full gold. I'm not this, got to make the impression. So I'm in full Golden Boy, golden set. And as this cyclone moves up, I kind of turn into a streak of light and go down to it as the light coalesces, and I'm just standing there as the light pulls back in full heroic pose, which I'm happy to roll for, but I would love a refresh off of it.
I think that's just a refresh. Like, that is just looking amazing, and this world adores your design. This feels good, Golden Boy. Having all of these eyes on you, the adoration of the fans. Sure, Salamanca dissed you just a little bit, but maybe that was to stoke the fire. Go ahead and roll that D6 as you get a refresh from this.
I did. It was pretty good. I got 2.
Nice. Yeah. Feels good. It's like a little tickle. It's like the first caffeine in the morning, That's what it feels like.
I think I look to Martin, like, I mean, should we bow? A little.
A wave.
You see all these little. I mean, you're used to them, Golden Boy. You saw them in the mall. So these little floating camera eyes, but yeah, Raphael, this is the first time you've seen these weird little floating camera eyes, and all.
I think as they come towards me,
and you see off on top of one of the neon-soaked buildings, there are these screens, and you see this like Matrix bullet time view of you doing a 360, and it's like there's some After Effects that kind of give you a glow.
Pointed at the screen like, that was me.
That's you.
I did that.
Yeah, pretty damn good.
Meanwhile, Dog, you see that Hope has crested and has become the king of the hill. She defeated, the General Melee and his attempts because Melee was held back by Cap. And a bunch of the cameras spin around her, and there's some celebratory music, and you see this leaderboard, and you see there are a few names above hers, but Hope accrues a score, and she leapfrogs over top of General Melee, but you see that she is just below Exceptionist, and Golden Boy, that's when you notice that newly appeared leaderboard also has on it Cap, General Melee, and others, but near the bottom is Tempest Ballator. So
We let's get him.
Ooh.
So,
Get who?
yeah, get who?
Oh, I mean, we see them, right?
Sorry, you see names on a reader board, like a
Oh.
leaderboard that like pops up after Hope just achieved this victory of the King of the Hill. Sorry, about that.
Gotcha.
And you see those names, and among those names, currently in first is Exceptionist. You see that Dog is there, but unfortunately, he didn't do a whole lot of point getting. Dogs, you're down near the bottom near Tempest Bellator, but Hope
Tempest is there.
climbing way up. That's right. Tempest is there for some reason. But Hope steps onto a platform and it slowly lowers her down towards you guys. She's smiling, Dog, but you know, Hope, you know, this is the smile we put on for the cameras smile. And when she steps off of the platform, she comes up to you. And do you guys have like a gripping forearms handshake, or is this a hug moment? What is it? What is it that Dog does when Hope walks up to her?
Oh, it's a hug moment.
Nice. Cool. God, I'm so sorry you're here. Dog, I really like the thing you did with your hair, though. But
Oh, thanks. You're looking good.
thank you.
How are you living these days?
She looks around. I was out, but Salamanca brought me back. I didn't know she brought you too. Is Bon?
Bon's safe at home, far as I know.
Oh, thank the maker. She looks around.
These are my friends. This is Brutus Emery. This is Simon Simon.
Pleased to meet you, miss.
Oh, hi. Are we going to get out of here now?
We're
Or
doing a
well,
breakout. We've got some things to do back on Earth. You wanna come with?
yeah, but we should pick up these two guys as well. Not pointing to Raph and Marty.
Yeah.
So are we at the top of the King of the Hill Tower thing?
Sure. I was imagining she came down from it and you guys were on the city streets, but the
Yeah.
idea of Raphael being
I
up high is kind of cool too.
He might be on the top of a different building.
There we
nearby.
go. Yeah, top of
Yeah.
a different building sounds fun. I like that.
Yep. And our two new entries right over there, Golden Boy and Raphael, aka the Peacock, as you heard. Where's Cap? Does he want to come?
And Hope does the thing that I can't effectively do, where she like puts her fingers and gives out a whistle. And
That thing. I definitely can't do that.
I can,
Yeah.
but it won't.
thank you. It is very shrill. And Cap sees you guys, and he'll reach up with his extending arm and like catapults himself up and lands lightly. Dog.
Cap.
It's been a coon's age. What are you doing back here? You broke us out.
Oh, you know, the usual, getting kidnapped, breaking robots.
Hmm.
How about you?
They lured me with Hope. I heard she was trapped here. Hard as we all work to get out of this place, it didn't seem fair.
Legit. Yeah.
If she wins this, she'll get the option to go home. And Hope says, yeah, but you're in the competition now, you idiot. So what do you exactly think is going to happen to you? We'll see.
Dog stays quiet, but remembers that Cap was never much of a planner.
Nope. Act first, regret later.
That's for tomorrow, Cap, to care about.
Ah, yes. Today Cap is going to succeed. Tomorrow Cap is going to regret. That's how it goes. Sweet. Cool. So you guys see that General Melee and Master are going off, and you see on the the screens that there are several other competitions that are building up, from races to combat in the arena.
I want to build a thing.
Ooh. What is the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna get into the, I guess, the leaderboards. Yeah. I mean, there's these monitors that are showing up the leaderboards. I want to get in there. I need a device that will let me access the whole thing and play around with it. And luckily, there's a lot of technology lying around here that nobody actually seems to need very desperately. So I will start to repurpose what I can find, drill it together with the electromagnetic manipulation array,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe use my newfound powers to see where these energies are coming from and going to, and just to set myself up to interfere with the whole thing.
You are challenging the leaderboard, which dips
Sure.
into stepping on the toes of Salamanca herself.
Sure.
That is dangerous stuff.
Really?
It is
Yeah.
indeed.
I
This
don't
is the
care.
kind of thing that she is a monstrous foe, and controlling the leaderboard controls who wins the competition, the contest of champions.
Really? Didn't think of that.
Bet you did.
Hmm.
You're very strategic that way.
Strategist.
Cool. So, Dr. Emery, as you start to work on this, pulling together various bits of technology, Salamanca isn't the kind of person who'll let you guys just stand around on a rooftop.
Sure, but I rely on the others to keep her occupied and keep me relatively safe while I build this thing. Because I know that I can. For the first time, I'm really confident that these guys will have my back. And I will maybe say something like that. And I say, look, guys, I need to build something. Have my back, please. I trust you.
Got it. I need a minute. But I'll be back.
I'll be around.
Got to go back and get my shifter weapon.
Nice.
And maybe pick up Beard Friend's blaster off the ground.
Sure.
Probably
He's got plenty.
toast, but
yeah, it doesn't look like it's in great shape. But you could maybe get somebody to fix it. Maybe just use it like a club. We'll see. We'll see what you can do.
Rig it to explode. We'll see.
Wait. That sounds awesome. What is Golden Boy doing right now?
So we do see that. I do see them.
Yes.
Okay.
Them, like, I imagine you were in that conversation. Like, you guys were all
Okay.
talking
So
together.
we've
Sorry, that
come
wasn't
to-
clear.
we
I'll do
came-
better setting of the scenes. But yeah, you
Okay.
guys are all on a rooftop.
Mm.
It's got one of those weird kind of industrial air conditioner things that has the fan blades that are zipping around on the round dome type deal. Off in the sky, it's a neon color soaked sky. This is like the cyber part of Mojoverse. You have the leaderboard, and then there are other screens that are showing the cameras that are watching you guys as you're standing around. You're several stories up right now.
Brutus, I hate to add to your problems here, but Tempest is here.
Who's Tempest again? Help me out as a player.
Oh, as a player, that was my
that's-
super that I
Okay.
sidekicked, that I kicked for.
Who is dead but also showed up?
Yeah, he helped us out.
Yeah.
Last bit.
He's still around.
Thought he was dead.
Yes,
I
and
mean-
now he's sort of stuck in the future or something.
He's time, well,
Okay, timey-wimey. Okay, chronotons.
Brutus, I can't just leave him here.
Of course you
No.
can. Give me your phone. We'll modify it so we can find him. Or do you know where he is?
No, I just saw his name on the board.
Okay, give me the phone. He used chronotons, and I'm imagining that's pretty rare. So I'll just modify the whole thing I did what did we call it? I modify the shrink and oopsie daisy, you can find him. You're fast enough that you can get him here before we start the big shenanigans.
Oh, all right.
I mean, you are.
Well, yeah,
You're
but
fast.
yeah.
You are. Come on. So I'll modify the shrink to register chronotons, and I imagine that I have faced Tempest before, like, was a long time ago when I dabbled around with time travel, decided it was a bad idea, but not before.
He was in issue 24 of Tempest and Golden Boy, all
Yeah.
out of time. And,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm never mentioning this to Raphael, but yeah. But I think that I can maybe trace his chronoton signature or something like that. If I roll well enough, I imagine I have to roll for something like that.
I think so. It's not impossible just to find someone here. So we'll say that that is a good difficulty.
Okay. So that seems pretty strategic.
Agreed.
To figure out where he is before we go off and leave him here. So that's one die. It is super because chronoton analysis is not something a normal person does. So 3. I will use a tool, Marty's phone. That is 3, 7. And I am using gadgetry. That brings me up to a 9. I'm pretty confident that that will be enough. Good means 3, right?
It does.
Cool. Okay, let's see how that goes. Yeah. Well, goes fine. Was tension involved?
Tension was not involved in the roll.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you got a total of 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess you hand back the not clamshell. We defined that the Golden Boy has an actual, one of these kind of phones.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe even has a lightning bolt because he's all speedy.
It's golden.
It's definitely got a gold case.
And you see the little, Wi-Fi signals, MOJ, and you now have Mojo maps.
Yeah, there's this little satellite dish on top of it, but now it is also hooked up to a watch. It's also hooked up to a watch. It's a bit improvised. It looks a bit weird, but well, works.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna go try and find him. I'll be back as soon as possible.
All right, be safe.
Simpson.
Yeah.
I do a backflip.
That is a thing you can do now. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Just keep them that way. What?
I'm going to streak off, and as I'm doing it, I go to light form so that I can just run through obstacles.
Awesome. That are you trying to be showy about this? It's the thing where you want people to be eyes glued to you, or are you just trying to get there fast?
I don't think I'm trying to be particularly showy because I kind of think I'm in a little way being sneaky here because I'm trying to spring somebody else. So ideally, I'm trying to do this quick enough that it won't be noticed by the powers that be to stop me getting to him.
Okay. That sounds like you were trying to fool all of the mini cameras. So we'll call that a remarkable feat. You need 4 successes.
4 successes. I'm being super. I'm doing feet. Super movement. Can I do my ghost form?
I think so, because you were talking about trying to whisper through walls.
All right. That's 11. I'll spend a spark so that I can get to 12.
And yes, tension is involved in the roll because there will be repercussions if you are found.
Oh, yeah, I figured. All right. Rolling 12. Change how these show up. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Ooh, I see a couple ones, but I see many fours or better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think what happens is as you are zipping through, and I think it's one of those, like, you remember the movies where they show the chase scene in the back lot of a Hollywood studio type deal where you like zip across a couple different contests. And so I'm going to ask the Swell, what is one of the contests that is ongoing that Golden Boy streaks through? Not naked, but like, he's a golden streak, guys. Come on, get with me. Don't get in the gutter. But what is one of the contests that that Golden Boy slips past or ghost forms his way?
Oh, I wish I knew more about Mojoverse.
No. All you have to think about is like reality show contests, and
okay.
and add possibly deadly to it. There you go.
I think Alien Running Man. Yeah, if it helps.
Alien Running Man, bit of Tron. Just as a hint, he's about to end up finding Tempest in the middle of a light cycle competition. So,
Yeah, it has to be like a tennis match with disappearing pieces of floor.
oh, nice. Oh yeah, like the disappearing piece of the floor, and then the tennis ball will like come out at a different other disappearing piece of floor. So it's like, was it Portal meets
And
tennis?
I sort of imagine that Golden Boy sort of like there's a piece of floor just missing, but this golden streak just goes right over top of it.
Nice. And then Dr. Emery, you're working on your machine, so we'll check in with Raphael. What is another contest that Golden Boy has to zip through to make his way to find Tempest?
Like, I think it is some sort of like game show quiz, but everyone's seating is like some sort of death trap thing rigged. There's some cables going into their seat, and they're all nervously looking at their chairs as they like wonder if they should reach for the buzzer or not.
Nice. It's like press your Jeopardy or something is what it's called. And you press the button, and if you fail, like the death trap closes.
Yeah, I think it's just like something just goes spunk.
Oh god.
And they're just, you don't see what happened to them, but machinery just closes in on them.
So that's delightful. And yeah, then Golden Boy, you come into the grid, and you see there are actual light cycles, and you look across and you see a very, very young looking Tempest Ballator, like teenage Tempest Ballator. That is, he's wearing like a light helmet, and he's in a purple light cycle, and he's zipping along, competing against several others. It does not look like he's doing very well. In fact, you see some person like cuts across, and he's heading towards that light wall and he's not able to decelerate. So what is it that Golden Boy does?
I think I get into his light stream and just zoom right up to his cycle. Tempest, what are you doing? And just kind of casually make a motion, and a hole opens up in the light wall he was going to go through, and we just slide through it.
Ooh, give me a roll. I think that would be a remarkable feat.
Right.
You're breaking the
remarkable.
game, guys.
That is breaking the game. All right. Super.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now. Heart protecting.
Ooh, yes, perfect interpretation.
Light control.
Of light for sure.
So that gives me 8. Wild card, wild one.
I think you're being pretty wild. This is off the cocky of you.
All right, so
You're
that's
like in the thick
9.
of it. If this doesn't go well, you eat it. So tension is involved in the roll.
And remarkable means 4, so I got 9. Yeah.
Can I give you a spark because you're using my thingy? That be
It's
Thank
yeah,
you.
that makes sense.
cool.
All right, so that takes me to 10. I'll roll with 10. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes, 2 ones.
Oh man, that is remarkable of you. You casually wave. It disappears at the last possible second. And while it doesn't betray on your face, there's fighting the rules of this. It hurts, like it stresses your body. It's if that were just a regular everyday wall of light in the real world, this would not have stressed you as much as it does. And teenage Bellator looks at you and says, "What happened to you, my friend? Did someone hit you with an aging ray?"
Now listen here. You're a young whippersnapper, it looks like, and I don't know why you're here, sir, but it really why are you here, sir?
Oh, well, I died, and then I went into an alternate time stream, and then I got pulled in to...
Do you want to get out?
Please?
All right. We're gonna need to kind of run.
Well, you know, you were always better running than I was, old chum.
Yeah. Okay. Now look around at what he's driving and okay. You're gonna have to trust me.
Implicitly.
Throttle up and let's head towards that wall.
And so he reaches up and he pushes the throttle, hums to life, and the light cycle starts heading straight for a wall, and he looks at you, and there's a little bit of sweat on his brow that shows underneath the light cycle. We cut away from you guys as you're headed towards the wall. And Dog, what has Salamanca sent against you guys as Dr. Emery is trying to cheat the leaderboards? What is it that you guys are fighting right now?
Probably like floating, hovering robots, kind of like kind of like the sensor drones from Empire.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're like that, but probably have a greater maximum height kind of thing going on.
Like the black probe droid things.
Yeah.
That little weird. Oh yeah, totally cool. I love those things. And they're running around with their little octopus spidery arms, and they've all kinds of different colored lasers that they're shooting at you guys. I love it. That sounds fun. Are you guys still, Raphael? Are you guys still on this rooftop, or have you guys had to move to a different area?
I mean, if I'm deciding, I feel the image of Brutus working on the device in the center of the rooftop with us fighting off things.
Okay.
Yeah, we're there.
You're there. Awesome. All right. The swell. When we come back, like, what do we see you doing? There are, say, a dozen or so of these things arrayed. And of course, there are the little camera drones are moving around.
The swell is hanging off the side of the building, King Kong style, swatting at planes.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Who's your fae? Sorry, that's a King Kong joke. It's not really funny. Let's keep going. All right, awesome. And then what do we see Dog doing when we come in on this particular moment?
Probably trying to spear one down onto the rooftop so that I can tear off some of its weapon appendages for parts.
All right, so we pick up with you spear, and then the very next panel, the thing falls to the ground. You're approaching it to try to rip open its weapons, while its little, cybernetic eye fixes on you. Maybe he was playing possum. Ooh, nice. And then Raphael, what do we see you doing as you're defending Dr. Emery?
Raphael is in the background, like riding one of these things as it's like careening around. I think he's trying to use one of his like daggers to like just wedge open the kind of armored thing and just like throw some of his like little smoke bomb things into the side.
Nice. I love it. So here's what we're going to do. The attacking force is going to be a total threat difficulty. Each of you are going to be making attacks against that total threat difficulty of these Imperial probe droids. I think they're actually called. I'm not sure. So we're going to say that they are monstrous, which means to totally defeat them, you will need a cumulative successes of 7. And for each person that rolls, your successes will add up. But if you have not yet achieved 7 successes, then aspects of this conflict will go worse for you. And of course, tension is involved in each and every roll. We'll start, as we begin, with the descriptions with the swell.
All right.
King Konging it up.
Yep.
Let's build your roll.
So I feel that it's a hands roll with body modification of growth. But that's where it ends. Wait, and of course being super.
Yes,
so
you
that
do
I'm at
need your
7.
mode.
And I'll throw in 1 spark.
Okay, not a terrible idea. All right, good luck. Looks like you're rolling 8 dice.
Yes.
You did not roll any ones. That's awesome. So we went from 7 total threat difficulty. It is down to 4 because of your 3 successes. I think you swat away a couple of the drones. One careens out of the flies off, slams into a building, explodes and sparks and some kind of weird fireworks. But one of them grabs around to your stretchy, monstrous arm and squeezes. And we actually see like it's almost cartoonish because the skin like bubbles out because you're all stretchy at the moment. And it hurts a little bit. And we see your grip starts to loosen on the building. You are near to fall from this last of the droids. We cut over to Dana, to Dog, as you see the eye of one of the drones that you had speared down. It's not completely dead. You wanted to make it deactivate it violently with a giant stabby thing. So let's see how you pull that off.
All right. Well, this seems pretty bricky and pretty super again.
Mm-hmm.
Seems kind of more handsy.
Yeah, I could see that.
4, 7. Definitely a highly trained thing for 9.
For sure.
And I'll kick a spark into it.
Okay.
For a 10th
tension is involved in the roll.
Right.
Well, that didn't hurt much, and it looks like you finished that thing off.
5 successes. So yeah. And with defense, my spark is safe.
That's right. So you jam that
definitely
thing.
There's a laser blast somewhere, and I'm like, rude.
Nice. So, Raphael, I'll give you the opportunity. You don't have to defeat the overall threat difficulty, but if you want to throw in a little bit of panache on how you pry this thing open, you can refresh a few dice. You're doing pretty well, though, so maybe you just want to be done with it. We'll see.
Sadly, he's on a little bit of a high from these legs, so even at the expense of the danger to himself, he's going to roll again.
All right.
Just a quick, he's super.
Oh no, the threat has been defeated.
Oh, okay.
They accumulated enough successes to where this last drone is the last of the one. You can either just declare, yeah, I took it out, or if you wanted to like add some narrative flourish and describe,
okay, yeah.
I'll let you refresh it a little bit. Sorry, that wasn't clear.
Yeah, sorry. Raphael kind of like the one that he's on, he jumps off it kind of with his like rope dagger attached to it. So he kind of spirals around it, tying at the legs as he goes. And then as he lands, he just like pulls back the rope to send it just like spinning off to the side into another building to explode.
Oh, that's delightful. Please roll a d6 to refresh some spark from that very wonderful roll. Or top spin. Sweet. 2 more spark back to you. All right. It all comes down to you, the cyclist. Can you affect this reader board while they're watching your back? If I remember, this was monstrous in difficulty. Now, anyone who wants to help out, of course, can throw a single spark just to help out. You can also say, I'm going all in, which means that you can contribute as many spark as you like, but you're also effectively putting yourself on the line, meaning that all the ones that Dr. Emery rolls will affect you as well. I also think that while you're building that role, maybe we cut back to Golden Boy to see if he's able to join in. So Golden Boy, you're headed straight for the wall. You had that, recap panel of saying, are you entirely sure about this, chum? We're headed straight for a wall.
Right. And I think, as we're heading towards it and we've got the panel of it getting closer, sir, do you remember the old Einstein maneuver? And he kind of looks at me, I'm guessing.
Perhaps a later Tempest created it?
Oh, well, I need you to give us a slow bubble in here really fast now.
Of course. He concentrates for a moment. You see this purplish bubble come around the purple light car.
And I grab him, kind of, and start moving forward with him under my shoulder in the time bubble up the or out the back of this cycle.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And so
you're going to let the cycle break the wall. Is that the plan?
That's the plan. So
nice.
As I get to the back of the cycle, I turn around with him, watching it come forward. I get myself, all right, hold on, sir. And I jump off I turn into my streak of light. So I am moving, I am light, I am running. As the cycle hits the wall, hopefully bashing a hole, I start moving, and as I am light moving in the slow time, when I pop out the other side of the bubble he's set up, I suddenly hit FTL for a moment and slam us across, move us across.
That sounds remarkable to me.
All right.
Let's see if you can pull that off, because wow.
All right. That sounds wild.
That is so wild.
Super. Feet. That gets me to 7. Movement and control light, or that light form probably. No, I guess it's control light, isn't it?
I think light form seems more what you're doing.
Okay. 4, 7, 11. Oh, I am so low on spark. I need 4 successes. I've got 11 die right now. Let's go with the 11 die. Right,
All right. Good luck.
4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, that's it. Okay. Eek. I'm scared. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 1.
It was remarkable, which means you needed 4, and you do it, and you got 1, 1. I think that what we see with the 1, 1, that loss of spark, is that this time bubble, the faster than speed of light, we see you grow like a little bit of white stubble for a little bit, like it ages you just a little bit of all this time manipulation and exerting your body. But you, sure enough, you drag him along in his little time bubble, and you guys shoot through back past the push your jeopardy, and then zipping again across all of the contests until you make your way back to the roof. And so you arrive in a burst of golden light.
Everybody okay? And I'll kind of lean against the wall.
And you see that there are all these robot bodies, and Hope is here with you guys, because otherwise why are you even here? Cap is defending Dr. Emery, and now finally, Dr. Emery, let us build your role. Good luck to you. Oh, roll a d6 for Golden Boy's time manipulation, because that was pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And also pretty showy, so they got to see it. Okay, so Sabine, the cyclist is definitely being super.
Yeah,
You are being
definitely.
strategic.
Definitely. So 3. I'm using tools.
Yes,
So
for
that's
sure.
7.
Gadgetry.
I'm using my gadgetry, so that's 9, and I'm using my perception of electricity, so that's an 11.
All right, that sounds
Anybody
good.
want to help here, please? With a spark or 2. Might need it.
Yeah.
If you don't, then I will roll, and I won't.
I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna.
Thank you.
You can have one of my spark.
Cool. Thank you.
Rip out some parts from some droids and
Cool.
offer them up.
Yep.
Be like, oh, you need a power cell? Crunch. Here you go.
Yeah, thank you. So it's another spark.
I think like an entire droid just gets dropped next to you, like more parts.
I can always use parts. Parts are fine. Parts
Jen,
are great.
is Dog just throwing 1 in, or is she throwing in more than 1?
I'll throw in more than 1.
Okay.
I'll actually, after bringing in the parts, I'm throwing in 2 total, so that's 1 more.
Okay.
I'll
Dice.
come in and comment on what little tech knowledge I have, because, mostly Dog's experience with Mojo verse tech is yelling at it until it does what she wants, but she has had to hotwire things.
Yeah, that's useful.
I mean, Dog's tools is 3, so it's not like she's completely ignorant. It's just she can't tell anybody about it because she doesn't know academically how to say. Listen, you just put the thing in the thing.
And I'm rolling with 40 dice.
What about Raphael? Are you throwing any? Alex, looks like you're still muted. I'm not sure why. There we go.
I was trying to figure out how I could help in the situation. I would definitely throw in a spark. Or 2 even. Can I throw in 2? Is it just 1?
You can throw in more than 1 spark. However, if you throw in 1, you're just helping, and you don't suffer any repercussions. If you throw in more than 1, so 2 to, as many spark as you have, then any ones that Dr. Emery rolls will affect you. So there's a little bit of risk involved.
I'm going to put 2 in.
Okay.
And because I've got a lot of spark at the moment. And I think it's either this is during the fighting the robot. So it's like a moment when I'm like defending him against a robot, and I'm like, I take the moment just to say, like, I met your daughter.
She's safe.
Safe.
Cool.
She obviously takes looks from her mom.
I'm concentrating on my thingy here. Thank you, Raphael. She does. She does. And I'm rolling with 16 dice here. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Let's see how that goes. I need 7 successes, right?
You do.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Come on, dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8. But I've also got one.
Wow.
2. I've also got 3 ones. So.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Ooh, not a Pyrrhic victory. You still have spark left for once. That is great. All right.
Yeah.
So is this a thing where Dr. Avery figures out a thing at the last second? Is it something where it's a bunch of different tries and you're calling out a bunch of hacker gook as you move along? What does this look like as you take control of the leaderboard?
Oh, I'm definitely talking to whatever I'm doing. I'm always talking through whatever I'm doing. I'm a very monologue-y kind of guy. I mean, it's probably not something the rest of you will understand, but it's more like, oh, well, damn it, there is a resistance here. That shouldn't be there. This is too many ohms. How do you calculate these even? I need no, we don't need to take some of these parts home. That is for tomorrow. But what I could do with it, that's not irrelevant. That's mostly the dialogue that's going on that he has with his evil self, who always wants to, build bigger machines and take over the world or something like that. Well, whatever. So yeah. And I'm building in all these parts that these droids that the other guys throw at me, and I'm just taking them and building them in, and it gets a lot bigger than it started out. And there are droid parts in there, and one of the droid legs is waving around a little, like, oh, what am I doing here even? But in the end, he presses a button. Then he takes control of the leaderboard. And what you see then, the screen goes blank. And then it comes back. And then there is a title music. And it says Cosmos, Science Show. And then you hear music and you see a man come on and explain how science works to all the viewers. Because, they seem to need some education here.
Is this a dry science show without any explosions? This isn't even Dr. Wizard. It's just a sedate, factual.
Yes, this is a sedate thing with facts.
What is going on? What have you done?
Well, I feel there is a certain lack of education going on here, and I think you could need some kind of science shows. You need to understand the world.
No one here cares about your science.
That's too sad.
Dr. Emery, release the feed unto me, or I will visit hell upon your daughter.
I doubt that you can right now. You know what? I'll make you a deal. We go home, all of us, and you get your feedback. And I'll even add in a few explosions for you, because I have a lot more interesting science programs.
Swell. You know how to talk to people. What is it that Dr. Emery has missed in his attempt to control the feed and force Salamanca to do his bidding?
think there's probably that there's not enough gain for him just yet. For Salamanca, her, I guess.
Not enough gain for her?
Yeah, not enough gain.
So what are you gonna do?
You know what? Your show, it doesn't come up on any of our networks. We could put a good word in on Earth and maybe get you some broadcasting there. That's, 6.5 billion viewers right there. 7? Where are we at now?
Cool. So with Dr. Emery's control of the leaderboard, I'll say that this will be a remarkable feat. Swell. Go ahead.
I'll add a little something to this. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna go all in. I'll take some results off of this. So I'll go ahead and feed you. I'll feed you 3. And
you can take one from me as well because
I think that as you're saying this, I'm going to light up doing light control. I'm going to kind of light up where it looks like just multiple screens start forming out of light behind Swell as he's saying this, like all the screens it could be. So there's just like light images of all the TV screens that could be multiplying by being on Earth.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll add a chyron to the screen, like the Swell negotiating with Salamanca for your feed.
All right. So let's see what we've got. We've got a jaw of 6. Is this normal? Is this super?
I think it's super.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 8. And then there's 3 from Golden Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 from Brutus.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's 12. What do I need?
You need, it would be more, but you have definite leverage from what Dr. Emery has done. Therefore, it is only remarkable to out-negotiate the daughter of Mojo.
Well, that should be doable with 12. Let's see.
Should be. Let's see. Tension's involved.
Yep,
What? Not a single one?
Not a single one, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes? Yes.
Nice.
And you lay out the, we'll set up a new channel, and there's a pause, and it's quiet for a moment. And then you hear this whoom, 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 and the roof starts to glow this odd, like greenish color, because Golden Boy's golden and Salamanca is just going to be that contrary to be a color that's opposite yours. When that roof pulses and it starts to rotate slightly.
I accept your terms. But it better not be that Quibi place.
And then pop, and all of you kind of fall a little bit onto the floor of the Heroes for Hire office at the mall.
What was the last thing he said? I did not
Oh,
properly understand it.
sorry about
because of
that.
the-
So Salamanca said, "I accept, but it better not be that Quibi place."
I imagine none of our characters know what that is.
No.
Like,
Poor Quibi.
yeah, if we just. I mean, I barely know what that
What's
is.
Quibi? Help me
So
out
what-
here.
It's a streaming platform.
Oh,
died.
okay.
It
It died
lasted
like a
a-
couple weeks ago. It lasted 6
Right.
months. It
Yeah.
got $2 billion worth of funding to set up, launched this year and failed this year. Folded. This year.
Supposed to be very quick, rapid video content of like 10 to 15 minutes showing stuff.
Mobile
Designed
only.
to be watched on phones.
Yeah.
Like TikTok.
Yes,
Like
TikTok ate
episode
its
back.
lunch. They're not
Yeah.
that dissimilar, but TikTok was definitely ate its lunch. So, yep. So not that Quibi thing is what she says, and of course it doesn't. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't land with the characters, but it lands
Yeah.
here with us.
Yeah.
Yes, with some of us.
Yeah. Is this Quibi fellow somebody we need to watch out for?
I don't know. We can check.
Yeah.
I was figuring it would be on the CW. They carry good reruns.
Maybe it's like a Chinese network. We'll look into it.
I'll Google it. Oh. Yeah. Perfect. I mean, people here are stupid enough without watching that crap. But I think YouTube or whatever, it's fine.
Welcome back, Dr. Emery.
Ugh. Hi, Esther.
You see Esther is there at the desk, and she is gently petting Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell is eating out of a little, bowl.
Wait. Tinkerbell is a kitten. This is another ragdoll cat. It's a lot larger. Where did you get that cat, Esther?
Brutus.
No, this isn't Tinkerbell. I'm rather sure this is Tinkerbell.
We've been gone for like a month, maybe more.
Oh no.
Yes, and several of your jobs are quite old. You need to get to work, friends.
Taking a day off, personal reasons.
Wait, no. We need to check in on that girl.
Hope looks around. Oh wow. This is good.
I put my hand on Swell's shoulder and say, "Hugo's got it. It's
Okay.
I'll pat.
And what about the lady with the baby stroller? We need.
what?
Oh, yeah, they took some people into the up there with the mall.
Well, everyone who's in the mall returned with the mall. You'll find out.
Yes.
You don't have to go
I know.
back to save them. But yeah, I definitely see the Swell being worried about that. Maybe we see Jessica, the baby stroller lady, like push her stroller by the front windows of the store.
Yeah, I think Swell will definitely be like, he runs outside. Oh, thank God you're okay. Good to see you. Are the doors working?
Yes. Thank you for fixing the doors. Welcome back. You were on a holiday?
Yes. Yes.
I hope you had a good
I went
time.
to the
Bruce?
Bahamas. Yes, great time. Absolutely wonderful.
We cut to Cap walking over to Dr. Emery and Dog. He pulls out a little business card. Interesting thing you've got going here.
Yeah.
Need to, outsource. There you go.
Where are you operating from these days?
A van?
got it. Listen, here's my number. You can call me sometime. Right?
Right.
We should do a lunch catch up.
Sounds good. Congratulations for getting us all out of there. Hope, are you going to be? She said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You want to come see Bong?
I do.
Good. Y'all okay here? Marty?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Dog, thanks for keeping an eye on everybody in there.
Always. Gone a little soft in there, really. No acid pits. No prisoner's dilemmas. It was all right. Glad that glad y'all were with me. All right. And I like check my phone really quick because my phone tells me what day it is, which is a huge help. And I'm like, all right, see you tomorrow.
I have to charge these things, so.
I'm looking around to see if Simi is here.
I'm just reaching out when you say that and charge your phone.
Well, when I say charge, I mean my legs.
I can charge these too.
The one warning next time.
Yeah. Sorry, I was. Look at these paws. I mean,
What?
this one is going to get a really big cat. She's not fully grown yet.
Yeah, if you're looking around for Samirama, she eventually had to leave. More time has passed, but you can call her.
I was just making sure that because we had that kind of jump.
Mm-hmm.
Did she have to go in and agent for us, or did she agent from out
She
here?
agent over the phone. I'm sorry, it wasn't clear. She agent over the phone, and then it was accepting you guys were just snapped in.
Cool. As long as she didn't have to go over there, then okay, I'm fine. Tempest, sir. You have plans?
No, you didn't de-age when you came out. I'm so sorry, chum. We can get that fixed for you.
Well, I mean, really?
Of course. We'll just go back and get a younger golden boy.
But no, I don't want a younger golden boy coming back. I mean, I'm golden boy now.
Sure, you should be calling yourself a boy, old chum.
I've been kind of workshopping golden oldie, but look, I'm at my age. I'm supposed to be here.
If you say so. I've always trusted your judgment. That's why you were the best psychic I ever had.
And looks like you're starting off on the trail brand new.
Seems like it. I still have some memories. Not all memories. What's the show? Timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah. Look, if you need help, you should stick around with us here and kind of show you the ropes all over again.
He removes his little life cycle helmet. You see he's got all of his hair where it was thinning before. Everything's full. He looks just youthful, handsome. Thank you for the offer, chum. I may have to take you up on some help.
That's what I'm here for, sir.
So then, Raphael, after you get a surge back into your joints, you receive a message on your phone. You think, oh, maybe it's like Hugo or something, but it's not. The text is actually from Salamanca. She says in the text, "You are a true star. Earth doesn't deserve you. You would do well in the Mojoverse. Let me know."
I think he kind of he looks quite like the compliment he does like that, and then there's like a moment of apprehension, but he doesn't tell anyone. He just closes this flip phone, pockets it, kind of with a kind of slightly thoughtful look.
All right. So, any last scenes before we bring our Mojoverse two-shot to a close?
I think there would be a scene at back at Raphael's home with him, maybe like lowering himself into a bath. I think he's like is filled with some ice cubes, and he's just lowering himself in, like
Nice. Cool. What about Dog? What's our closing few panels that we see of Dog?
So, Dog and Hope on her hover cycle, riding up the way to Dog's place. And, Dog unlocks the door, opens it up, and, you expect the immediate tearful reunion with Bond, but in fact, I think you see like a page turn match cut of a different door opening. And it opens into this really lovely, clean, modern space. Everything is glass and this sort of sleek, unostentatious black marble, carefully designed, lovely furniture, a few things hung on the walls, and you see that entering it is young Dog and Hope and young Bon and some gang members that we've maybe never met. And there's a certain amount of chattering and commotion, but Dog leads the way and goes in the deepest and sort of stares around while everyone else is finding different things about the area that's awesome and that they have to point out to each other. It's got running water. It's got a screen. What's going on? This big box is full of food. Right? And after a few moments of just total thunderous silence, Dog's like, take everything you think we can use, and then we're leaving. And folks start to argue. And Hope is the only person who's like, we should do what Dog says. And after a little bit of rummaging around, filling arms with things, a little bit of continued argument, dog just breaks out a couple of space guns, for lack of a better term, right? And just starts tearing through the scenery with it. Snarling, growling, with that non-verbal text. The kind of text where it's not a thought bubble. It's more editorial, but in the character's voice. Is just, you can't buy me. You can't buy my gang. You can't buy my mind. And then another page turn cut to the tearful reunion with Vaughn. And it's no text, no words, just tearful hugs, people sort of holding each other at arm's length to get a good look at each other, sitting down on a beat up couch, inviting the dogs inside the house, which rarely happens, and just this relaxed conversation with warm drinks.
Nice. That's really cool. What about for the swell?
I think Simon's going to. Well, you're going to see Simon at Brutus's doorstep, and when the door opens, it's just going to be like, so I have some tickets that they undated for me. I was going to go on a cruise with my wife, but obviously we never managed to go. I want you to have these, and I'd like you to use them and use them with your daughter. They're basically still valid for another 2 years. You know.
Well, you've done it. Brutus speechless now. Totally. He just stares at you like. I think he just hugs you. That's something he knows that you're cool with.
Yep. And he hugs you back.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. And you need some time off anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Will you look after the cat while I'm gone?
Of course.
Come on in. Have a beer, coffee thing. Or do you need to leave?
I could go for it. Yeah, I could have a drink.
Is that scene?
Yeah,
I think so.
I like that line as a capper. I just want to make sure. Awesome. Cool. Any other epilogues, folks? Interested in?
I have one.
Oh, good.
I think we see Golden Boy bringing Tempest. Everybody started to drift off, and he's showing him around the Heroes for Hire spot. We're just trying to set up a place where we can help people and stay in the game. And Tempest he's all young and full of vinegar. He's like, kind of looking and like, well, that seems swell, old chum. Well, I'm sure that there'll be time for us to catch up. You're going? Well, I have a lot to do. Now, you said something about being younger. Well, chum, I don't know if we have time for that today. I have things I need to do. And we see this sort of swell up of red around him, which I know is him speeding up time. He's getting the fuck out. He's just dipping. And as I see him start doing this kind of like disillusioned look comes across my face. And my foot stomps down. And we get this cut. I'm going to do an ask first here. It's not real harm to a child, but it is a child endangerment. Am I okay with it? Okay. We see this back alley, and it is clearly the 30s. And we see this young boy around 12 or 13 in the alley as Tempest is fighting against someone there. We see a giggling clown face as he's coming in, and this young boy, light suddenly springs up around him as he jets forward. Leave him alone! As he leaps towards this clown, and Tempest pulls up that purple bubble, and as young Golden Boy hits it, there's this surge as he hits into the clown, and we cut to a scene of Tempest pulling up. Oh, chum, you've done so well. But that 12-year-old boy looks 15 now. We see a scene where in the midst of the, 40s fighting off against, the invasion of the America front, Tempest is fighting off against these brown shirt types here in America. And Golden Boy coming in to help. I'll stop them, sir! As he leaps across, and Tempest brings up that purple bubble. And as he leaps through it, smashing into them quickly. Looks about 17 on the other side. We see him in the 60s going up against those nasty commies here in America. And as he's, there, no, we're going to have freedom for America. In his 20s, he leaps across a purple bubble. Now, nearly 30 on the other side. As we cut back to inside of Heroes for Hire, as that red bubble pulls up and Golden Boy jumps. And as he strikes into it, Tempest sort of, oh, chum, what are you? And we get a flash of light. As on the other side, we see Golden lit up. Tempest is gone. Golden Boy there, kind of crumpled. He sits back up. He looks closer to 60. Just getting a little time back, sir. As he turns around and walks over towards the desk. I still have a lot of work to do.
Wow. That was awesome. Any last check-ins?
Yeah. Quick
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
It's just maybe a day or next day after Swell's Simpson's visit. You see Brutus reach for his phone and he makes a call and he says, look, I know I don't have any right to expect anything, but I I've got these tickets for a cruise, and I've got 2. So if you want to go, I don't know, to Hawaii for a bit, maybe give me a call. Ships leave day after tomorrow. So see you or not, I don't know. It's your choice. And they can see him like he's, he's getting fixed to end the call, and then he suddenly sees something in his face that changes, and you know that there's somebody at the other end of the line and saying something, and you don't know what it is, because we close the scene here with this hopeful look on his face.
Nice. Oh, that's really nice. Cool. Any more? Good. Okay. All right, let's ask some end of session questions, friends. Did you clash with someone that threatened your neighborhood or someone from your past? I definitely think there's someone from your past for sure. Do you protect the citizens of your neighborhood at least once? I think hope counts as part of that neighborhood, so yes on that. Did you defeat a villain or have a conflict with your rivals? Yes as well. So that is a base of 3, and then I've got a couple of questions to ask each of you. We'll start from the left, going to the right. Golden Boy, do you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or past?
I think so, yeah.
I think so,
I
too.
did some past bits there.
Yeah, you did. Did you support another teammate when they needed you? For sure.
I feel like, yeah.
Yep, so 5 XP. The Peacock, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or past?
I think the age.
I think so too.
I think even though he had the legs,
yeah, still think he struggled with it. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
I think so, yes. I did a little.
The reason you went to the Mojoverse? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or past?
I think so.
And did you help another teammate when they needed you?
Oh, I think so.
Yep. The Cyclist, did you struggle through day-to-day or issues with your age or past?
I mean, maybe my past, I'm not sure if this was relevant, but in the epilogue it was, so.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Okay.
you snuck it in under the wire is definitely worth an XP. That epilogue deserves an XP. So yes.
Okay.
Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
Yep.
Yep.
I did
Yeah,
the thing
remember.
for Marty.
You sure did. And then the Swell. Did you struggle?
I think he's probably struggling a bit with the loss of his wife, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
yes.
All right. So that's 5 XP all around. Oh my goodness, so much XP. But worthy of fitting of an epic tale and coming to an end. Telling of an epic tale, not fitting of an epic tale. Let's go ahead and do our stars and wishes, and then we can call it. So we'll start off with wishes so that we can end up with stars. Who'd like to go first on wishes?
I'll hit him. Am I correct? We still got some more of this game, right?
We do if we want it.
Well, I mean, we're doing the end of the year through this, I think, right?
That's right. Unless somebody gets excited and wants to throw out something else and we all agree to it. Yeah.
Then with the idea we're continuing wishes, I really want to see us do our hero for hire stuff. I think that's very interesting. And I think coming off such a big thing, I would love to see us do normal.
Yes.
I feel like that could be really, really cool coming off such a big moment.
I agree. I want to get you guys back to your touchstones and your day-to-day and exist in there. So I'm glad that you threw that out because I completely agree with you, Tyler. Thank you. Who'd like to go next for wishes?
Yeah, I gonna deter the kind of do some hero for hire stuff and maybe putting too much work in than our, than our age should allow. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and also I really want to, especially after the swells little, because I didn't quite get until he mentioned the wife. I was like, oh yeah, the tickets.
Yeah.
I would like to see some more of that kind of stuff explored on Swell's backstory.
I do too. Yeah, wife. Swell.
Or maybe not just the backstory, but just that
Yeah, flashback
in
a little
itself. Well, maybe not the flashbacks, but I mean just his
Him
emotions
now,
about
how he's
that.
doing
Yeah.
Yeah. Got you. Thank you for walking me through that. Like to go next with wishes.
I can go next if that's okay. Yeah, I would echo everything that Tyler and Alex said. More Swell. I would like to see him a bit more in the spotlight because we had most of us in the spotlight this time or last time, but I would like to see him grab some of this shiny spotlight and see him talk more people into stuff they shouldn't really do. And they should really know better than to know, wait, that he's a hero, not a villain. Yeah, and more day-to-day stuff would be nice. Yeah. Other wishes. I mean, I wish to see more of Sammy if that's possible, but
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a syrupy, sweet thing here, but some kind of reconciliation that might be possible would be neat.
I like it.
Also, more of Doc and Bon and Hope and how that's going to shake out.
Cool. I like them. All right. Jan or Jen, who'd like to go next with wishes?
I mean, other people have largely covered the wish territory by now, but yeah, I'd like to get back to character touchstones and see a bit more of the superhero business unfolding. And I'd like to see a bit of the reincorporation of some of these characters that have just been introduced. The Semi, Hope, Cap, Tempest. Yeah.
Tempest is trouble.
Yeah, Tempest is clearly trouble. Dang. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Good. Jan, what about you?
I mean, same. What Tyler said, like, would love to see some normalcy, and also what Jen said, like, I'd love to see the development of the new characters, or well, old new, yeah, you know what I mean.
Cool. We were last with wishes. You get to go first with stars, so that no one's taking any of them beyond.
I mean, definitely just gonna nab the epilogues. The epilogues were epic and great and wonderful and special, and that's all. That's all I want to say. Those were everything.
It definitely took a session, like elevated up a couple of notches for sure. Thank you, Jan. Jen, what about you? Stars?
Goodness, what did I really, really like best about the session? Because epilogues, absolutely. Like, the dog pile starts now. And I liked seeing how the different Mojo verses came into the session. I liked Golden Boys running through different programs to a Tron bike race. That was cool. I thought there was a lot of visual flair to what happened this session, which I really enjoyed. Especially like Jan hanging off the building King Kong style. That was like, I could immediately place it in my head, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Super good.
Cool. Thank you, Jen. Sabine, you're up. Stars?
Yeah, sure. Stars all around for the session. It was a lot of fun. Seeing those new cyber legs of, or bionic legs of Raphael's, that was wow. And I would love to see more of how these work. And yeah, and seeing all these callbacks, Tempest and like the other guy, Cap. And Sammy, who obviously has some kind of power, she's threw lightning at me, so she must have. And I would really, no, that's a wish. Stars. Yeah, stars for all these characters. And yeah, stars for the whole big fighty scene. That was a lot of fun. And then a special star for Jan for the swell scene at the end in the epilogue. That was just, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry now. So yeah. Thank you.
So good. Alex, you're up for stars.
Like every time I was like, okay, Jan's stolen my star. Okay, damn it, Jan. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like stars for everyone. I really liked the handing out of, okay, what's this event that's game thing that they're passing through? I really like that passing of, world building, and that was really nice. And Sabine, I think late wishes are allowed. I'm going to just add in, I want the worry of the power going on his legs. Like, I feel like there has to be a little battery, power bar somewhere that shows like how much power is left. Like little beep when it starts to run low, or a little power low.
Yeah. Perfect opening for a refresh scene too. So that's really cool. Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Tyler.
I want to start by saying that I'm going to give a huge star to you, Rich, because you, set the scene really nicely, both the split, and then when we all got in there together, it ended up just being a constant flow of excitement. But what was nice and what is really hard as a GM is you let us be extremely free to do our stuff. It still felt challenging, but you let us riff and just go. And that's a real sign of confidence from a GM when they're willing to just say, okay, yeah, do it. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And you were nothing but fan of us, yes, and all the way through this session. And that is first-rate GMing. So really nicely done.
Thank you.
I did also like the handoff of the scoot through to see things. I thought that was super cool. Jen, you hit with the to lead us into those flashbacks, which you did early. You did just right into it. And I think it set a whole lot of our tone, which this was a real callback session. And that just really set where we were going with it. And that was that's a great player, bringing in a feel for a game It was wonderful. We all picked up on it. It was so nicely done.
Glad that worked.
And, I think I said last time, it's really cool to see us mold into this game, because last time we did a thing of, oh, we're in a Mojoverse, but we don't know what's going on. There was never a comment. We just flowed straight into what it was. This time it was, we have lots of baggage. We're dealing with lots of baggage. Once again, happened without any sort of let's kibitz about what it's going to be. Nope, it was just go. And that feels so nice. And we did a great job on that. So kudos to us all. Stars, obviously, to, I think Brutus had awesome things. It was so neat to see the I trust you guys. That was so cool. I loved seeing, I agree that it always feels like, Jan, we don't get to see enough of your character. But I think that's also because when we see him, he's so awesome. So we always want to see more. I mean, it's just, I loved every moment you brought in, from dealing at the beginning to the big, King Kong, to the epilogue. It's just so awesome every time. Alex, I love playing with you in everything we ever do, but you always bring such depth, and Rafe feels like such a complete character. It is lovely to see. It really is. And this, kind of feels like the next things we're going to be doing is an annual and then whatever, because this felt like a run end, and it was first rate. I am so proud of what we've done with this crew. So huge stars for the whole run.
Solid agree. Lots of great stars out there. Some wishes that give me some
Can
excellent
I
notes.
just add an extra star for just Tyler's stars
may.
giving?
Stylish stars. He's an
Yeah.
ace of stars.
I just feel like
The star of stars. I do always get a warm feeling when Tyler lays out the things that he loves, because he's so good at it, so expressive, so giving. I look forward to continuing this with some more Heroes for Hire and day-to-day operations. Thank you all so much for playing. This has been a delight, as I've come to expect and count upon it. And we'll bring the session to a close